In this video, we're going to discuss how you strategically plan financial independence. You can insert here any other financial goal if it's at least a long-term goal. So I will explain you in detail what is the step-by-step plan, what you should consider to actually reach the goal of financial independence. Okay? So first of all, it's important, step one, that you save as much on taxes as possible, so tax savings, plus that you save on Social Security, if it makes sense and if it's possible in the specific situation. So let's say you save taxes pretty realistically, let's say 200 euros per month. And now you save on Social Security at least 100 euros, maybe on average, plus another 100. So let's say also 200 euros per month. Depends on your situation, if it makes sense and if it's possible. But let's say it would be possible in your situation. So you save 200 euros here and another 200 euros on Social Security. So now you see you already have 400 euros more per month. Good. This comes annually with your tax declaration. This part here also comes annually. So, yes. Step two. Obviously, we discussed what would be your budget, or you consider what is your monthly budget, what you could save, including this part of the tax and Social Security optimization. So now it's important to have a proper stock portfolio, or let's say investment portfolio, investments plus real estate. Investment portfolio should be split in saving money for retirement and building wealth, which is not necessarily for retirement. So just let's say building wealth. We need this to generate these tax benefits here. And this is just tax optimization of investments, okay? If you add more tax savings on top, this might be even more. So if we split your investments into money for retirement and just building wealth, and you buy real estate. Why is this so important? To have real independence in retirement, you need three things. First, you need high savings in cash, especially if you would like to retire earlier. So you need high savings in cash, especially to enjoy the first years when you are independent, or when you stop to work, let's say. Second, you need high monthly income. Because if you don't have high monthly income and you just have cash, you have to ask yourself the question, when you would like to enjoy independence or when you would like to retire, for example, you have to ask yourself the question, how old do I become? Because let's say you have 500,000 in your account, and even you go back to your home country at that point, when you reach that goal, when you don't have to work anymore. So it's more about enjoying life and doing what you love, and not that much anymore doing something you don't enjoy. So let's say you have 500,000 here, then you have to ask yourself the question, how old do I become? Let's say you think from that point here, I'm having another 25 years, let's say. So this is divided by 25 and this is divided by 12, and then you have your monthly takeout from that. But what do you do if you become older than expected? And it's actually quite likely that we become older than expected because of medical progress and AI in medicine and so on. But this is a different topic. So what you need is high monthly income, which is paid for your whole life. So you don't have longevity risk. Because, like I said, otherwise you need to consider how old you become. And this is a pretty difficult question, actually. And third, you need high monthly income that can be increased even in retirement. Why is that important? Because of inflation. Because let's say you have financial independence at age 55. You have reached this goal here at age 55. Doesn't necessarily mean that you don't work anymore, but maybe you go back to your home country, you enjoy more time with family and friends, and you're maybe just working part-time, maybe one day a week, 2 days a week. Depends. So now it's important that you have reached a certain standard. But what do you do if you live another 20 years and you see inflation has a bigger impact and everything is becoming more expensive and the plan is not working anymore because you can't maintain a certain standards of living with that income here? So it's important that you still have the possibility to increase your income without even working yourself. And that would be, for example, real estate, which is the solution here. On top of that, really long term, but when you pass away, you probably don't want to tell your children, you know, I had half a million in retirement, this money is gone now, and that's it. So maybe you would like to tell your children, okay, you know what? I had my savings, but I also have 5 apartments, the mortgage is finished, so these apartments pay for university or whatsoever. Okay? So if you don't plan to achieve these 3 things, you might have issues long term. Maybe it's working out if you're just saving in cash. Maybe, who knows how the future looks like. But our job as advisors is always to prepare you for any possible scenario. Okay? And if you do it this way, that you have good investments with high returns, and even if you have a lot of investments, we even might just take the interest and dividend out of this, which can also pay you, let's say, a monthly passive income, for example. But this is definitely riskier because you can't be fully invested at that point, so you need a low interest rate so the money is safe. So you might have, let's say, 3% or something here, but 3% on half a million is actually not that much, okay? Especially if we consider taxes. But also one way, of course, to generate some income, especially if you have a bigger investment portfolio, okay? This is step 2, so intelligent plans for investments, for real estate, connecting these things together, tax optimizing everything to just get more out of your situation, just to create even more leverage. And third point is it definitely makes sense to consider ideas to increase your income even further. You're probably thinking about that anyway, but what about the option that we consider freelance activity besides the full-time job? What about working 2 to 4 hours on a Saturday? What about discussing with your partner? Depends on the situation. Okay, 2 people are working. And there is also a clear plan that both are working and not only one. I understand also cultural perspective here. Might not work because of the profession, but something that should be discussed properly. What about other ways? Can you refer any service which pays you a referral bonus? Or do you know any freelancer and this freelancer has too much work and you can just easily do maybe not regularly, but partially some things, just to generate your income. Why is this income so golden? Well, let's say one scenario. Let's discuss it here. Freelancer. Let's say you have a net of 5,000 euros and you earn as a freelancer another 1,000 euros. Okay? Per month. Let's say 1,000 euros here. So now you have taxes, so let's say 500 euros more net in your hand. If you have a budget of 5,000 euros, let's say you're able to save 2,000 euros per month. Just by adding the 500 euros here, you increase your savings contribution by 25%. And this is huge. And this changes a lot, especially long term. If you invest 500 euros more every month and you do long term, huge difference here. Let's say if two people are working, so we have 5,000 euros plus, let's say, another 5,000 euros. You have more or less the same costs, so 3,000 euros. So now you have 7,000 euros that can be invested. So you see that the second income can be fully saved at that point, because you're used to that one part is fully covering all the costs. So it even makes a lot of sense to invest some money here. So let's say your partner has a profession which is not recognized in Germany, and it would cost money to study properly, to gain this official education, let's say, to land proper jobs. So even if you invest 4,000 euros in any education here, would be probably the best investment, because if you invest 4,000 euros, and if it's for education, it's tax deductible anyway, then you might achieve an income of 3,000 or 4,000 euros for the partner, which can be invested and can be saved. So also really important to consider that properly. And let's say the easiest way, which doesn't even take a lot of time, you refer a company where you are really happy with or satisfied with the service, so you can also easily refer that service. So you refer that service, and let's say, obviously depends on the company and which service and so on, but let's say you receive for every client 200 euros. And now you do it once a month, and you receive 200 euros here. And now you also have 200 euros more that you could invest, which would be also 10%. Let's assume someone would tell you, okay, if you just refer one client to any company where you're happy with, and you generate a 10% interest out of your full savings on that. Because if your budget is 2,000 and you have 200 euros a month, you have another 10% interest here actually. And now imagine you invested 200 euros every month, also generate interest on that, a compounding interest on that. This changes the full situation and makes it definitely easier to reach financial goals. And these are just 3 spontaneous ideas, for example, how you can increase your income. Because in the end, to reach financial independence, yes, it's a lot of strategy here. It's a lot of tax optimization, social security optimization. Yes, of course, but in the end, it depends on your budget. This is our way to support you, to help you increasing your budget so you can save more money, so you can make bigger steps, also faster steps. But in the end, the main reason why someone is not achieving financial goals is because of the budget here. Okay? So if you would like to have help or support reaching your financial goals, tax optimizing your situation, social security optimization, real estate, investments, maybe full advice or also just partially, feel free to reach out on our website, Book a free initial consultation, and we will design a strategy that suits your personality and also your financial goals. Take care and talk to you soon.